All right, man. We live. Let's get into it. See, I don't got no damn connection for whatever reason, but hey, I'm gonna start it off like this. The fight between Tank Davis and Devin Haney is not gonna happen. So we gotta hang that shit up, buddy. If you think that Tank Davis and Devin Haney are gonna fight within the near future, you a goddamn fool. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, what's up, Soul Negro? They all could see that Tank and Devin will not fight each other. They will not fight each other. The reason why is simple. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't want y'all to take it out of context. I'm not saying this for views. I'm not saying this for clickbait. I'm going to tell you what it really is, bro. Tank Davis, my man said Allah Akbar. No. I'm not Muslim. I don't even know what that is. But Tank Davis is afraid of Devin Haney. But I'm not saying that like he's afraid of Devin the man. I don't think Tank is afraid of Devin as a man. I don't think Tank is intimidated by Devin's skill level. I don't think Coach Calvin just said they sent the contract over. Yeah, I ain't with all that shit, buddy. I'm not with the Coach Calvin said this. I didn't see no contract. And plus, if the contract got a rehydration clause, which I suspect that it does, that's an indicator that the fight is not going to happen. Back to my main point. Tank Davis isn't afraid of Devin Haney the man. Tank Davis isn't afraid of Devin Haney's skill set. Tank believes he has a better skill set than Devin. But the reports are saying that Devin came into the fight against Prograis at 165 pounds. It is rumored that Devin Haney came into the fight against Regis Prograis at 165 pounds, bruh. That's what? That's a super middleweight. That's big as hell for a 140-pound fight. For a junior welterweight fight, the man came in at 165 pounds. That's what's rumored. So Tank is afraid of Devin Haney's size. How do we know this? We know this because after Tank fought Barrios, which was his largest opponent up to date, Barrios was even bigger than Ryan. Tank struggled in that fight. Although he got the stoppage, he was losing in the cards. He struggled. He was so great and he was so skillful and he was so powerful, he was able to beat a larger man. And I give Tank credit for that fight. That's one of his greatest performances to me. But after that fight, Tank showed what? He showed hesitation to get in there with a man larger than him again. That's why Ryan Garcia had the rehydration clause. Because Tank was like, damn, I really struggled fighting against a man who's bigger than me. And guess what? I don't hold that against Tank. You shouldn't have to fight a man that's bigger than you. Floyd Mayweather did it all the time, but that's Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather did it all the time. Canelo stepped in the ring at 165 against a 151-pound Floyd Mayweather. Floyd had to do it routinely, go up against guys who had 20-pound weight advantage, 15-pound weight advantage. But that's Floyd. Floyd has longer arms than somebody like Tank. And Floyd is just better. He's one of the best ever to ever put him on. But there are weight classes for a reason. So I can't get mad at Tank for protecting himself. I can't get mad at Tank for being wary of his opponent being bigger than him because that's an advantage and that's a game changer. I box in the amateurs, bro. I fight at 154. Sometimes they match me up with guys who are 165 pounds. It makes a huge difference. I could be more skilled than the guy, but my punches have less of an effect because they're bigger. They get to eat through a lot of punches. They get to dumb down their style and they get to try to walk you down. So Tank is worried about that. He's worried about looking bad against Devin Haney. That's why I say Tank is the one who's really afraid of that fight. You can say he's scared of Devin. Devin too damn big. So whether people like it or not, I know Tank is the man, great boxer, great knockout artist. But Devin, he has legacy fights, he has experience, and he has a lot of size, a lot of length, longer arms, extremely fast feet. And if Devin can manipulate his size, he'll be able to deal with Tank's power and just jab and run. Yeah, bro, he's scared. Oh, and by the way, nothing wrong with a fighter or a man being scared. These people are human beings. So Ali was scared before he fought Sonny Liston. Ali was scared before he fought George Foreman. He won both of those fights. Ali never gave George Foreman a rematch because he was scared of the possibility of losing. Plus, he already felt that hellacious power. So you could be great and be scared. Calvin and Tank, they do a great job marketing. But at the end of the day, Devin is much larger than Tank. Tank knows that. And Tank is being mindful, bro. He's being mindful of his own career and what he's putting his own self, his body in jeopardy to try and go do. They said scared to be great. Yeah, a lot of people are scared to be great. Y'all got to be realistic, man. I don't want to say your name, but P. Taker, a lot of guys are scared to be great, but once they get to the stage, they perform. That's why only thing I think Tank should have fought Lomachenko before Devin. Tank, he's great, but he has a lot of hesitancy trying to make those big fights. I think he was intimidated by Lomachenko early in his career. But I think that if he would have gotten a ring with Loma, he would have found that he was more skilled than Loma. And since he hit so damn hard, he might have knocked Loma out. Tank is one of those guys where it's like, he can act all confident in the media and shit. But when you watch the fights, like in the Barrios fight, Tank was losing his mind. When Floyd said you down on the cards, he was losing his mind. He was like, why would you tell me that? So he's a guy that has a lot of talent, a lot of power, but a lot of self-doubt as well. There's nothing wrong with self-doubt. He's shown that he's willing to overcome the self-doubt on fight night. So I'm not getting on live to rip on Tank. They said Tank ain't scared. You can call it what you want, but I know that Tank is the man right now. Shakur Stevenson already told y'all, if Tank wanted to fight with him tomorrow, it will happen because Tank is the money guy. When you the money man, you control who you fight and when you fight him. If Tank wanted to fight Devin Haney tomorrow, he can make it happen. But if he tries to stipulate a rehydration clause like he did on Ryan Garcia, which was unnecessary, but Tank was afraid of that size because of how he struggled with Barrios. If he tries to stipulate a rehydration clause, the fight is not going to happen. And I'm not mad at Tank for doing that, even if the fight doesn't happen, because Devin is coming in the ring at 160, 165. Tank is only 5'5". Tank has a 67-inch reach, 67-inch wingspan, short arms, short fighter. So why would y'all want him in there with a motherfucker that's 165 pounds with a 71-inch reach and who's 5'9"? I wouldn't want to see that. I would want to see it, but at the same time, if I'm in Tank's shoes and if I'm in his mentality, I'm thinking like, damn, that's such an unfair advantage. So Tank is going to try to stipulate a catch weight or a rehydration clause or both. And Devin is not going for that shit. But this is boxing. So Floyd Mayweather, he was the man. When you're the man, the money guy, you have to take those risks in order to really cement your legacy. Canelo got into the damn ring 165 pounds against Floyd. Floyd weighed in at 151 pounds. Floyd didn't gain that much weight on fight night. So Canelo had a 15-pound weight advantage. Possibly more because the 165-pound was weighed even before the fight happened. So Canelo probably put on an extra 5 pounds after that. But Floyd was so great, but Floyd also had longer arms. So he was working with a different deck. He also had a little bit higher boxing IQ, but Tank has a very high IQ as well. But Floyd had one of the best boxing IQs ever. I have a serious question. Why do boxers spar so hard all the time? Like, I get it if you have a fight. Well, a lot of boxers don't spar hard all the time. What you see nowadays is social media. Social media influencing sparring sessions. If a guy knows he's being recorded and he's in there with somebody who's a chump, he's in there with somebody that's not on his level, he's going to go out of his way to flex on that guy in order to go viral. And I don't get mad at boxers for doing that because at the end of the day, you have to market yourself. I get mad at the sparring partner. Bruh, you coming in there against a Tank Davis and you don't have the skills to be in there with him and he tune your ass up, that's on you. You have to prepare yourself. Boxing is an individual sport. Prepare yourself to be in those sparring sessions with those killers and those champions. That way you don't end up on the highlight reel. But highlight reels are going to be made. They're going to be guys who get in there with them and they're just going to be happy to share a ring with Tank. What's good, Scooby? But let's get back to the point. The point in question. I'm telling y'all straight up, the Tank Davis fight versus Devin Haney fight will not happen. It will not occur. Devin is too big. Tank knows that. And Tank does not want to have to fight a guy that's larger than him. That's why he gave Ryan Garcia the rehydration clause. And I'm going to reiterate it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm not fighting this dude because he's too damn big. I think Floyd, he may not have fought Winky Wright because Floyd was like, that's a big motherfucker. There's nothing wrong with saying this man is too big. So if Devin doesn't agree to a rehydration clause or a catch weight, the fight is not going to happen. Look how great Devin looked against Regis, and his power was there. He had pop in his punches that we haven't seen. So imagine that man with a 71-inch reach, fast feet like the Flash, and having a size advantage over Tank. He could very well embarrass Tank. Tank doesn't even throw that many punches. So Tank has to look out for himself. Stratosphere, thanks for the gifts. Did Floyd duck anyone? Well, you could call it ducking, but all great champions duck. Get on Patreon, bro. Stay on TikTok. No, on Patreon, I'm dropping 45-minute full fight breakdowns. It's only $1 a month. That's $12 a year for those of y'all that are slow out there. So make sure you support the Patreon. I will be going live on TikTok, and I'll be posting the live replays on YouTube. There's no way you think Tank is winning. I don't think Tank is going to beat Devin Haney, but I also don't think the fight is going to happen at all. Devin been calling Tank out for years. Devin was caught. I need that Patreon. Hey, go ahead and sign up, man. I just broke down a Devin fight, 45-minute breakdown, Devin versus Regis. I'm going to be breaking down the Chris Colbert rematch that's going on Saturday. I'm also going to be breaking down the style and the ability of David Morrell, because I believe Morrell is going to get in the ring with Benavidez before Canelo does. Because Canelo doesn't want no smoke with David Benavidez. Canelo doesn't want smoke with David for the same reason I don't think Tank really wants smoke with Haney, because of that size. The size makes such a difference. It's such an advantage. If Devin is coming in there at 165, he'll be able to absorb Tank's power. Devin is also the taller fighter, so not only are you absorbing power that you may not have been able to absorb because you have on the weight advantage, but you have the longer jab. You have the longer jab, the longer frame. You could just jab and move, and then even when Tank does catch you with a big shot, since you have an additional 20 pounds on you, you can just eat that shit. Next thing you know, you might end up walking him down. Hey, man, you talking too much. Bro, everyone is bigger than him. Well, everyone is bigger than him, but there's weight classes for a reason. They said Devin walked into the fight with Regis at 165 pounds. That's absurd. That's absurd. For a 140-pound fight, that means Devin is a weight bully. In the same way that David Benavidez is a weight bully. You got a lot of weight bullies in boxing nowadays. Weight bullies have always existed, but right now it's like a very prominent thing with stars, with notable names. Just 10 pounds makes a difference. You feel it when you spar. 10 pounds makes a difference, exactly. But imagine 15 or 20. 11, weight matters. Yep. It is what it is. People are just trying to get the advantage. Exactly. Because it's big business, it's competition, and when you lose, nobody gives a fuck about why you lost. They just say you lost. There are fighters who've been cheated. Like, William Joppy. William Joppy was cheated. He fought a man that had cement in his gloves. I can't think of the dude's name, but y'all know who he was. The guy that had the cement in his gloves, and his trainer was banned for life. He cheated and whooped William Joppy's ass. William Joppy didn't get credit. They didn't go back and change it on his record. Boxing's a dirty game, man. So everybody's trying to get an advantage. Right now, Devin Haney's advantage is his size. And I believe that Calvin and Tank, they're doing it. Yeah. No, not Tito Trinidad, but he cheated as well. But right now, Calvin and Tank, they're doing their due diligence and trying to protect their fighter from someone who they believe is trying to be a weight bully. That's why they're not rushing into the ring with Devin. But when you look at it logistically, they should be lining up to fight Devin tomorrow, because Devin has all the belt. He unified all the belts. My bad, I said unified. He was undisputed at lightweight. He got all the belts at lightweight, and he just got a major victory, a major belt at 140, and he's only 25 years old. So he's big shit as far as boxing legacy. People are saying Tank still hasn't fought anybody. Ryan Garcia wasn't enough. Tank, he has the pay-per-view numbers, but he doesn't have the notable names on his resume. So Devin would be a perfect name for him. Why isn't he going after him? Except for the fact that he views Devin Haney as a real threat. Remember, this was a guy who y'all said was pillow hands. Y'all called him pillow hands. But at 140, it looked like he put some bricks in those pillows. He put Regis Prograis on his ass. But he also came in the fight at 160, maybe 165 pounds. That's a monstrous advantage. That's a huge advantage. And that's the way that he leveled the playing field with guys who probably punch naturally harder than him. Who got a better resume, Shakur or Tank? Tank. Boxing media changes sides like the weather. Of course, but that's life. In life, whoever's winning, especially in sports, that's what people are going to flock to. A couple months ago, we looked at Errol Spence different than how we look at him now. A couple months ago, we looked at Terrence Crawford different than how we look at him now. Yes, I do, boss. Haney moving up soon. They say Haney is moving to 147, but I don't think Haney should campaign at 147. But they said he's already struggling to make 140. This is how big this man is. But at the end of the day, can I see Devin Haney beating somebody like Jerron Boots Ennis? Can I see Devin Haney beating somebody like Terrence Crawford? Honestly, no. I think Devin is a very good athlete, but I think Boots and Crawford, they're like super athletes. They have more natural power than Devin, and they have the same speed. They're also larger men. I think Devin should stay at 140 and wait for those guys actually to go up to 154 and then campaign at 147. But why go to 147 only to cherry pick? You know, go to 147 trying to fight Josh Taylor and guys like that. We know who the dog is at 147. It's Crawford. We know who the dog is. We know that it's Jerron Boots Ennis. Nobody would want to see really Devin Haney versus Josh Taylor. No one really wants to see that. At 140, Sabril Matias is right there. Sabril Matias is like Regis Prograis foot-wise. He doesn't have feet. But I explained this on Patreon. That's why y'all should probably go over there and subscribe. Sabril Matias is a guy that will throw his life away in order to land his punches. He's a guy that doesn't care about defense. He doesn't care about CTE. He don't give a fuck about none of that. Regis Prograis, when he felt Devin's power, he calmed the fuck down. He simmered down. He slowed down his attack. Because at the end of the day, he was thinking about his family. He was thinking about his health. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Regis is a warrior that doesn't care about none of that shit. He will run into the line of fire, get burnt, just to have the opportunity to burn his opponent. So I don't really care about Devin and Josh Taylor. We know Josh Taylor ain't all that. I want to see Devin and Sabril. I want to see Devin and Tank, but if I'm being realistic, I don't think that fight will ever happen. I want to see Devin and Shakur, but that might end up being a snooze fest. But one fight it's impossible for it to be a snooze fest because Sabril Matias is going to push the pace so much is Devin versus Sabril. Devin versus Teal would be great as well. They're saying Devin versus Barrios at 147. Who wants to see that? The only claim that Devin would have after beating Barrios is Tank beat Barrios, I beat Barrios. But it's not like Devin going to knock Barrios out. Tank knocked Barrios out. Devin isn't going to knock Barrios out. It's going to be a 12-round unanimous decision because his feet are going to be faster than Barrios. It's a waste of time. Don't nobody really want to see that shit. And Barrios isn't, like when Devin fought Loma, that was big. He fought Regis, that was big too. People are going to try to discredit the Regis fight because in hindsight, they're going to be like, oh, he ain't had no feet. He didn't have feet, but he had toughness, he had power, and he had something because he had a belt. And he was dominating at 140 for years, so he damn sure had something. Barrios, he was never really dominating nowhere, bro. Barrios is a good boxer. He's a good boxer, but he's not great. That's just what it is. And I'm not hating Barrios could fight, man. I love his performance against the Cuban. I can't think of his name right now. The guy who Errol Spence broke his eye. And Barrios probably went back and re-broke the damn eye socket. Ugas, yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Yep. But Barrios had a great performance against Ugas, but Ugas is Asian and Ugas is a damaged fighter, courtesy of Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. ended Ugas' career when he broke his eye socket. So every time Ugas goes to fight, their eye is going to swell up. Prego been out the ring for a while. Prego, who you mean, Program? T.O. versus Sabril is set to be June or April. That's a great fight. Yeah, I heard about that too. I heard T.O. wanted to fight Sabril. Regis Prograis was saying that he wanted to fight Sabril Matias after watching his last performance. But I don't think Regis want that work, man. I don't think Regis want that work. Because Regis talking about going to MMA and shit. After the Devin Haney fight, Regis said he want to retire. He said he want to win the belt one more time and then retire. So that's another thing. When you get in there with somebody and they completely outclass you, it kind of takes away from your confidence in the sport. So Devin, as soon as Regis hang it up, people are going to say Devin made Regis retire. Although Regis said he was always thinking about MMA, at the end of the day, that ass whooping gave him some clarity like, damn, I will really never be an elite boxer because I have slow feet. But I fuck with Regis. Really, I fuck with all of these guys doing their thing, but it is what it is. He should have kept that MMA shit to himself. I mean, I don't think he should have kept it to himself. He's honest. He's an honest guy. I can respect that. It's a trick. Hey, some people, they sit there and get in your face and be like, yeah, man, I'm still going to be the best. I'm still great. But they don't feel great no more. And they say, yeah, I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to go up to 147 and do something. Or I'm going to try to win the belt and I'm going to get my get back with Devin. He could have got up there and gave y'all a bunch of bullshit knowing that he was trying to leave the sport. Instead, he looked y'all in y'all face and told y'all he thinking about going to MMA. So I respect that. So what? He ran into a fighter that was better than him with faster feet. I can't get mad. My footwork is ass, but I'm too short to have bad footwork. Well, if you have bad footwork, then you need to work on your upper body then. Is your upper body fast? Work on bending at the waist. Work on your toughness. Work on inside fighting. If you have bad footwork, work on something else. And still work on increasing your footwork. How could you make your feet lighter? Get some ankle weights or something. Hating on MMA for what? He's a fighter and wants to fight somewhere else. Boxing isn't everything. Yeah, boxing isn't everything. I mean, who said somebody was hating on MMA? I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with him wanting to go do MMA. I think both fighters are scared of the record. I don't think they're scared of each other. Devin not scared to lose his record, bro. Devin fought Lomachenko. Hold the fuck up. I'm going to say this. I've been saying this for months. Y'all try to gloss over the fact that Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. Y'all can say Loma was robbed, all that bullshit. It's fine. At the end of the day, Devin got in the ring with Loma. Tank could have gotten in the ring with Loma, and he didn't. Because Tank, he had self-doubt. Floyd Mayweather used to use Lomachenko as a way to DP Tank Davis. When Tank got out of line, he'd say, yeah, man, I'm about to throw him in there with Loma. I'm about to make him fight Loma. You about to be fighting Loma to try to get Tank back under control. So that shows you that mentally, Tank viewed Loma as a serious threat, and he doubted his ability to beat him. That's not saying that Tank would have lost to Loma. I think Tank would have knocked Loma ass out. And I think Tank should have fought him. But Tank was a guy when he was younger. Maybe he still has that. Maybe he doesn't. But he was worried about that shit. Devin was challenging Loma since he was 20 years old, calling him out, wanting him to fight. He finally got the fight at 24, and he beat Loma ass. Y'all saw Loma face. Loma face and Regis face looked the same. When Devin messed up Loma face, they said, well, it's because Loma's white. That's why he's bruised like that. He's white, man. Regis light skin. And they were looking the damn same. Regis like he had white skin after the fight. And then Devin had his forehead swelled up like Rihanna. Word. But hey, that's just what it is. So we have to stop trying to gloss over the fact that Devin Haney has heart. He has a different type of heart than a lot of these guys. He jumped in there with Lomachenko. It's Devin's jab. Yeah, Devin make that damn jab work. Haney tore Loma up, no debate. I'm not even going to argue whether Haney won or not. I believe he won, but at the end of the day, it's already over. I'm just saying the fact that he got in the ring with Loma, I've been good, man. Thank you. You got to give him his credit. Tank could have fought Loma. He didn't. Tank rushed in the ring with Ryan Garcia, a guy who everybody could see. Anybody who understands boxing could see didn't really have the IQ or the skill base or the knowledge base to give Tank a real challenge. We could see that. Ryan had great athleticism and a great hook. He rushed in the ring with him, but he didn't rush in the ring with Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Two-time gold medalist. A motherfucker with all type of experience and skill. He didn't rush in the ring with him in the way that Devin rushed in the ring with him. So we can't come back and say, and this is my point that I was making. Somebody said, I think both fighters are scared to lose the record. No. Tank is the one who will be worried about the record, worried about losing. Devin has shown in his career he doesn't give a fuck. He will fight the best. He will make the best fights happen. I mean, he's not reckless with it. Like, he's not saying, I'm about to go up to 147 and fight Terrence Crawford. That's just silly. That's dumb. I don't even think he should go up to 147. That's just me. And that's no disrespect to Ryan, but he's the easiest of the big four. No, Ryan isn't the easiest of the big four. Really, it's not the big four. It's just the big lightweight division. You know, the big 135, the big 140. Guys are coming from everywhere. It's so many guys, so much talent between those weight divisions. Tio, Little Africa, Shakur, Tank, Devin, Sabril. Just so many, it's so many names, man. Then you got guys who aren't proven. Floyd Schofield in the damn mix. Keyshawn Davis, Frank Martin. This is the most talented lightweight class that we've ever had. The lightweight class is really what the heavyweights was in Ali's era. They just coming out of nowhere. Just lightweights. Kicking ass and taking names. Right now, we don't know who the top 5 is because guys aren't fighting each other. Only thing we can say Devin's dad has you fooled. My goodness. No, Devin's dad doesn't have me fooled. I've been watching this unfold. You don't want to accept that Tank Davis could have fought Lomachenko and he didn't. Tank Davis, do I think Tank could beat Devin Haney? Yes. But at Devin's size right now at 140 with no rehydration clause, bruh, I don't know. I don't think Tank is going to win that fight. Without a rehydration clause or catch weight, I don't think Tank is going to win that fight. And at the end of the day, you have to respect the fact that Devin fought Loma and he was challenging him since he was 20 years old. Tank could have fought Loma and hasn't. My goodness, you need to watch some more boxing. If you truly believe that I need to watch more boxing and you don't think I know what I'm saying or you don't think I know what I'm talking about, you're welcome to leave the lie. That fight wouldn't have happened anyway. You saying the fight wouldn't have happened and this and that, Devin made it happen. Look, man. Look, Tank the man. But Tank, he showed hesitancy when it was time to fight Loma. When it was time to fight Loma, Tank said he's not going to fight Loma. Floyd told him not to. Thank you. But Floyd will also use Lomachenko as DP. Like, yo, I'm about to throw you in there with Loma. Because Tank was worried about Loma's skill level and his ability to beat him. There's nothing wrong with it. These people are human beings. I'm not knocking on Tank. Tank a great fighter, great knockout artist. I'm not knocking on him because he was afraid of Loma. Everybody, boys, has been afraid of another man at some point in their life. So fuck it. But guess what? Devin might have been scared of Loma. Devin got his ass in that ring, so I'm going to give him credit. Devin was with Top Rank. Okay, people do cross-promotional fights all the time. If they wanted to make the fight happen, they would have made it happen. You see Golden Boy and PBC getting it done. I mean, people do cross-promotional fights, man. If anything, hey, Devin left Matchroom. Devin left Top Rank, went to Matchroom, left Matchroom, went independent. So you got to move around, bro. You got to be like a pilgrim in this shit. You can't just, oh, I'm with this promotion, I'm with that promotion. No, you got to go where the big fights are. Jump across the street, jump back. Their names are so big, they don't have to answer to no man. Their names sell themselves. Tank Davis' name sells itself. So he don't need nobody at this point. If he wanted to fight Loma, he could still fight Loma. I bet you he won't fight him. That's a dangerous fight for Tank. Devin was 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Every time Loma tried to step towards Devin, Devin threw that right hand right to his abdomen. I broke down the entire fight on my Patreon page. Devin stopped him down in his tracks. Tank isn't going to be able to do that. Tank doesn't have a 71-inch reach. He can't just throw from anywhere. He's not that big. And Loma throws a multitude of punches. Loma still has great stamina and speed. Tank could easily lose that fight if he doesn't get the knockout. Just because of Loma's activity and his footwork, in and out footwork. So y'all have to understand, styles make fights. Devin has a large advantage when he goes into these fights because of his size. Tank don't got that size. Tank has to be 10 times better, faster, sharper. The man has short arms. He's a short fighter. He's a great fighter. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But let's stop looking at a person's name and assess their actual abilities and assess, their makeup, their genetic makeup, their height, reach, shit like that. Devin had an easier time with Loma than Tank would ever have because he's tall. JS Money, what's up? Hey, Hades, thanks for all the roses. Tank is not Hall of Fame. Right now, he's not Hall of Fame. But guess what? When you want to talk money, he is Hall of Fame. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, they broke pay-per-view records. They broke pay-per-view records, man. So Tank in the books for life. You can't take that away from him. Tank's fights for money, not legacy. That's true. Lomachenko beat Devin. I'm not going to argue about that. I broke down the fight. I watched it so many times. Loma lost because Loma was too short. He took too long to get started. Devin, he was too quick, man, in and out. Only thing Loma did was get him in the corner a couple of times. Tank is a great prize fighter, not a boxer. Facts. Tank is like Mike Tyson. But Tank is a great boxer as well. He has great skill. He can fight in all directions. Great counterpuncher. He knows how to take his time. But at the end of the day, right now, he hasn't made legacy fights. So he's more of an attraction for casuals. But if you actually studying boxing, then no, it ain't that. Devin is already in talks with Conor Ben. Devin Haney versus Conor Ben will be a great fight. And that'd be another legacy fight because Conor has made a little bit of a splash in the sport. But the thing is, if I was Devin, I wouldn't even fight Conor. If I was Devin, I wouldn't fight Conor. Anybody who got caught using that shit, if they cheat once, they'll cheat again. I call Conor Ben green eggs and ham. You know why? Because Conor Ben, he got caught taking that shit And he tried to say it was because he ate too many eggs. Ain't that much eggs in the world, bruh. Ain't that much eggs in the world. Right. Connor sunny side up, scrambled eggs bent. Connor green eggs and ham. I hate the fact that people are allowed to cheat in boxing and then come back. Boxing is a sport where you could lose your life. I feel like if a man gets caught on steroids, he should be booted out of the sport. But there's so much money that goes into it, they don't even care. They don't even care, man. What about Devin and Sabril? They was in talks about it. I don't think Devin really want that fight. I think Devin could beat Sabril, but he's going to take a lot of damage, and Sabril not even bring that much money. Outside of small boxing circles, people don't know who Sabril Matias is. Only way that, like, if TikTok, if they wasn't trying to shun people that keep it real, if the media wasn't trying to shun people that keep it real, I'll promote that fight my damn self. Just keeping it real and talking about what's really going on. Sabril Matias versus Devin Haney, stylistically, would be like Ali and Joe Frazier. One guy in Sabril has constant pressure and no regard for his own bodily health. He also has a whole bunch of offense and slow feet. So basically, he's a souped up Regis Prograis, and he has power out of this world. Sabril Matias has power, like how they say Bruce Lee had the 1-inch punch. Sabril Matias doesn't need space to land and generate a lot of power. Like Tank Davis when he was on the inside with Ryan Garcia, right on the inside with like 2 inches of space, boom, body shot. That's Sabril Matias, and he does it with combinations. Devin Haney is the opposite. Devin Haney is a guy that likes to box and move. He doesn't like to sit down on shots. He doesn't have natural good power. He relies on his feet and his jab. So that fight for boxing, that would be Ali versus Frazier. That's a fight that they need to be pushing. But sadly, Sabril Matias is a Hispanic black fighter. He's a Hispanic black fighter, so he don't really know how to talk shit to connect him to the fans. Us black people in America, for the most part, we only know one language, and that's English. So all of that, Asameyana shit, we don't understand the trash that he's talking. And by the time you get it in the mouth of the translator, it doesn't come off in the same way. It does not come off in the same way. So sadly for Sabril, he doesn't have the right. He needs a promoter. Like y'all know how Undertaker had Paul Bearer? He needs somebody like a Paul Bearer to go out there and really talk shit and pump up that fight. But these promoters are so lazy and unimaginative, the sport is suffering. They need to get somebody to go talk shit for Sabril Matias. I mean, the man caught a body in the ring. Why y'all not bringing that up? Why y'all not bringing that up in his fights? Sabril has already killed the man. It's sad, but that's what he did. And guess what? That's significant. People understand that shit. What? He killed somebody. What? That's boxing, bro. Shit, it's sad, but it's also like a badge of honor. The man he's getting paid to hurt people, and he hurt somebody in a way where he couldn't even bring it back. That's disrespectful, though. It's not disrespectful. I'm a boxer. We know what we signed up for. I'm not saying that you got to go in there and rank on the man like, oh, he did this to this man's family. But no, he caught a body in the ring. That's significant. That's something that if you said, the people their ears going to chirp up. They're going to be like, oh, damn, he did what? Most people don't even know who Sabril is, and they don't know that he caught a body in that ring. These promoters don't know what the fuck they doing. Devin Haney versus Sabril Matias would be like Ali versus Frazier. But since nobody knows who Sabril is, and Sabril out here speaking Spanish and shit, and he needs a translator, fuck a translator. He don't need a translator. He need a hype man. That's what he need. He need a Flavor Flav, a Paul Bearer, a hype man to push him. If Matias gives Haney a lot of trouble, would that give Tank more confidence to fight him? No. Tank not worried about Devin's skill. It's his size. Tank believe he more skilled than Devin. We already know he hits harder than Devin. But when somebody come in there with 165 pounds, they may be able to absorb your power. If Tank can't knock Devin out, Devin could use those long-ass arms, jab, 1-2, and run all across the damn ring for 12 rounds. Next thing you know, Tank lose. Once you lose, the aura that you have around you goes away. Haney gonna rehydrate the 165 for sure. And Devin already said he's not doing no rehydration clause. So this fight may never happen. It may never materialize, whether people like it or not. I think we should probably move on from this fight for now. Shakur Stevenson will fight one of these guys beforehand, but Shakur tried to big-time Devin. Devin is accomplished in the sport. Shakur is not. He should have took that 25%. And I think and now after Shakur's last fight, I don't even really want to see Shakur versus Devin because it might end up being a snooze fest. You got two guys who are pure boxers. I don't feel like watching it. Like, I want to see it. I want to cover a fight like that, but I want to see some action-packed shit, man. I want to see Devin and Sabril. Hell, Tank and Sabril. I want one of these guys to fight T.O. I want to see somebody that's going to come forward and make it a dog fight. I don't really want to see the pure. After we get the good fights, then Devin and Shakur, they can go ahead and do that pure boxing shit. And I'll break it down and all that and be bored as hell. And both of them can fight and shit, but the performance that Shakur put on, it was bad for his fan base. Hadez, thanks for all the roses, man. If y'all got gifts, send them. I appreciate it. Shakur's performance was bad for his fan base, but if you actually understand boxing skill, it was good for him. He could beat Tank like that. The fans gonna be crying, but he could beat Tank all day just playing tag. I think that his feet may be faster. We know that he's a little bit bigger. He could beat Tank just playing tag and running. Whether y'all like it or not, the style that he fought Edwin De Los Santos with, he could beat Tank Davis with. I'm talking about Shakur Stevenson. T.O. versus Sabril. Yeah, T.O. versus Sabril gonna go crazy. But a lot of people don't know who Sabril is because he needs a hype man. If you're a Sabril Matias promoter, if you watching this live, get him a hype man. Stop being fucking lazy. Y'all make millions of dollars. Go get him a hype man. You will get more money. It will be more interesting for the sport of boxing. Why do I have to tell you to do this? I don't fucking know. Do your damn job. That's what being a promoter means. Promote the damn fight. Get off your ass. Matias isn't fighting T.O. next. Yeah, I know that he has something. They said they had something lined up, but I heard March or April for the Matias and the T.O. fight. But I want to see Matias fight again, man. That man, action-packed, man. I think Matias also, and I'm going to say this too, I think Matias should retire after like 8 or 10 fights. I think Matias should try to beat some big-name guys and get out of the sport because of the way that he fights. When Tank beats Haney, I want free tickets. I think Matias should try to beat some big-name guys and get out of the sport because of the way that he fights. When Tank beats Haney, I want free tickets. But if I'm having a successful career and everything, I'll give you free tickets just for supporting the TikTok for this long. Stop playing with this man, Matias, goddamn. Yeah, stop playing with Matias, you bad motherfucker. You think Tank should try undisputed at 135 for his legacy? No, Tank don't fight for legacy, he fight for money, and I don't have a problem with it. You know why? Because we need people like Tank Davis. In the same way that we need people like Devin Haney. They check and balance the sport of boxing. You can't have everybody just wanting to prove something, like I gotta prove I'm the best, I'm the legacy fighter. Everybody can't be like that. And you can't have everybody that's just fighting for money. You need a mix. And then once these people meet in the middle, you can see who's the best. Devin's putting in all the legwork. All Tank has to do is beat Devin, and it's gonna be like he beat everybody that Devin beat. But you need a guy like Tank to show these promoters and show these other the business of boxing at large, look, I can make money really without y'all, and I don't really care about what y'all have going on. I'm working on my own terms. But then you also need a guy like Haney to make some of these fights actually happen. So it's good. It's good to have both, man. Like Drake said, bitch them both. Belts don't mean anything anymore. They take too much money from fighters. Well, belts are always going to take, you always going to get taxed everywhere. When Errol Spence said, what's going on with the 3% and the 12% and this and that, everywhere in life you're going to get taxed. You know why? Because if you didn't establish the place, the country that you're living in, if you're not the dominant race in the country that you're living in, you're going to be taxed. Who are you paying? You're paying taxes to whoever the dominant race is. That's life. It's always been like that. Whoever is in power, they tax the other races of people. So guess what? If Errol Spence and all these other boxers are mad about the taxes they got to pay, create your own boxing league and you won't have to pay taxes. But you still going to have to charge other people taxes because that's how you're going to maintain your league. That's how you're going to maintain your country, your land, whatever. You tax the people that are beneath you. That's life. That's capitalism. That's part of being a king. Is it too early to start pushing David Morrell? Bruh, on Patreon, I'm already pushing David Morrell. David Morrell got a fight on Saturday, and I'm breaking down the shit on Saturday. Well, it's not going to be done by Saturday. You saying it like that shit's so easy. It is easy. It's easy to establish a country. It's not hard to establish a country. You know what it takes to establish a country? If you're at the bottom, that's what it takes. I'm not going to get too explicit because I'm on TikTok. But at the end of the day, if you're at the bottom, it's only one way you get into the top. When a white man came here and he saw the Negroes in his land, they did what they had to do. So if it's time for a switch over to occur, we're gonna have to do what we gotta do. I'm not gonna get on that right now because I'm focusing on boxing. But I'm just saying that because you saying like it's so easy. Look, there's only one way that power is changed. There's only one way that power is exchanged. Only one way that a new regime takes over the old regime. Blood will be shed. The sanctioning bodies tried to take out Spence theory. Oh yeah, I heard about that. The sanctioning bodies. I don't believe that, bro. You know what I think happened to Spence? His ass took too long to make that fight happen. He should have moved on and went up to 154. When you that damn old, you cannot put your body through that punishment to make weight. You could die like that. Why you think Devin Haney did it for all those years? He was young. But if Devin was 30 years old and he tried to fight Loma at 135, he would have lost. He would have been exhausted. Thoughts on Amazon Prime. Bro, what's your thoughts on getting blocked, bro? Because you see him having a boxing live, you talk about Amazon Prime. What's your thoughts on getting blocked? Jeff Bezos will save boxing. Oh, Amazon Prime boxing. Oh, that's a great idea. Sorry about that, Stephen B&G. It's been confirmed Spence's rib was cracked. Nobody cared, man. And I'm not saying I don't care. I'm just telling you in boxing, they don't care. My second fight, my first Golden Gloves, my second fight, I weighed in at 152. That was the weight I had to make. They had a man who was 165 pounds waiting on me when I got to the ring. This is boxing. Don't nobody give a fuck. They set your ass up. Errol, a grown man, he could have opted out of the fight. Or maybe they told him, you can't opt out of the fight. We got too much money going. Get your ass in there with that cracked rib and make it do the do. When Floyd fought Castillo the first time, he had a broken hand. Roy Jones put it in the song. He said, David Telasco, he really asked for it, so I beat him with a fractured wrist. Y'all must have forgot. Roy said, David Telasco, he really asked for it, so I beat him with a fractured wrist. Y'all must have forgot. In life, you're never going to be optimal. You're never going to be 100%. Shit is going to happen, and you got to go out there and still perform. Sometimes you're going to be able to perform, sometimes not. A bevy of things happened to Errol Spence Jr. They said his rib was cracked. They said he was high. They said he drunk something. They said that Errol Spence stayed at the weight too long. He was weight drained. They said Crawford cheated. No matter how many of those things are true or false, the facts remain, the results remain. Errol, he lost and he looked extremely bad. So now, what Errol has to do is take out all of those negatives and see how he can come back and try to get a win. That's the only thing you can do as a man. When the cards don't fall, and when the chips don't fall your way, and you're dealt a certain deck that you wasn't able to come out and win, you wasn't able to talk shit at the spade table, you have to make adjustments and come back and try to win and redeem yourself. That's all Errol can do now. Errol is a great fighter, though. He asked because Amazon signed with PBC. Yeah, I kind of picked up on that because he said Amazon Prime boxing. First, he just said Amazon Prime. It was throwing me off. That's why I apologized to him because I was in the wrong. Canelo versus David Benavidez. Canelo's too small. Canelo don't want that fight. If Canelo were to fight David Benavidez, he would shock me. I would never be able to really say nothing negative about the man because it's like he don't really have to fight David. His career is already accomplished. David is a weight bully. He's not going to win that fight. So if he was to go out there and try to, slay the dragon, he's to go out there and try to do what Floyd did when Floyd fought. So if he was to go out there and try to, slay the dragon, he's to go out there and try to do what Floyd did when Floyd fought Canelo and Canelo was 23 and Floyd was 36. It would shock me and it would do a lot. It would say a lot about Canelo's heart, his corazon. But yeah, man, we had a good time. I'm going to go ahead and get off the live. The live replay is going to be on YouTube. So the live replay is going to be on YouTube. Tomorrow night, after the Chris Colbert and the David Morrell fights, I'll be going live again to cover those. And I'll be breaking down the fights on Patreon. Make sure you come over to Patreon. I break down full fights on there. 45-minute, 30-minute breakdown, shit like that. Now, oh yeah, Jake Paul's supposed to be fighting, but I'm not covering that because I'm done with the whole Jake Paul thing. We all know his ass playing. I'm done with the clown show. I don't really support that shit. Bam versus Sonny, who you got? I don't know. I haven't really been following it because I got this job and everything, so I'm kind of busy. And I don't really give a fuck about that fight, I'm not going to lie. But I'll probably pick Bam. What's up, Nina? What's up? Make money, Bam. Yeah, I'll pick Bam too. I'll pick Bam as well. But yeah, I'm getting up out of here, man. Y'all have a good day. Take care of yourself. Everybody that was in here, liking, commenting, all that, I appreciate you. And if you want to watch the live replay, make sure to subscribe to KGI TV on YouTube, because I'm going to start building up that damn YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm out. I think I'm out. I can't hit this damn button.